Okay, man. I am in two, 2 hours. If I'm responsible, in 2 hours I'll be headed to the airport.
Okay.
I'm going to California to go knock on doors for
Nice.
Prop 50. Prop 50. Me and Gavin will be out there knocking on doors. I'm not. I shouldn't say that because people would probably believe it. I'm we're working on similar things, but I'll be out there for Prop 50 with the whole team. My whole team
Whole team
is
going.
flying out today. People from Seattle, people from Northern California are flying down to South SoCal. We got somebody coming from Colorado. They're coming from all over. We're coming from all over to go and help California on this redistricting thing. So I've been pretty heads
Nice.
down, and you haven't, man.
No. I've
You've
been
been
heads up.
everywhere. You've been you've been heads up. So this is a legit like. I need you to catch me up, man. What's going? Who's in jail? Who's about
Bruh,
to go to
I don't
jail?
even know where to start. I
How many
mean,
how many laws have we broken? And what's our we need a doomsday clock for authoritarianism.
oh, I think we're past midnight, but
We're
what but like but no, we're probably at like 11:59 oh 06 seconds.
okay. All right, that's your professional judgment. Okay, it's
Yeah.
good.
We still got
It's good.
54 seconds to midnight, so we're good.
Plenty of time.
Yeah, so a lot has happened. I mean, since we last talked, I mean, we have the threatened troop deployments. We have the
Okay.
now indictment of Letitia James. We
Crazy.
have, which is insane. We have the shutdown, Marjorie Taylor Greene breaking from Republicans. Maybe we start with the meat of where the current shutdown strategy stands
Okay.
and where
Are we
them stand. Maybe we start there and then move into some of these other stories.
okay? Because I want to hear your take on this because that's one that I've actually popped my head up a little bit for. Is this your senator showing up with
Oh,
maybe the social media video of the week
oh yeah, Schumer with the
with the Mamdani video?
Mamdani coded video where he was like walking around and he's cussed. It
He,
was remarkable.
he's saying curse words.
He
Everybody, Jeffries telling people to shut their mouth.
yeah. Honestly, all right. I gotta say, just to clear the air after last episode went kind of hard
That's right.
on brother Hakeem specifically. I will
That's right.
say credit where credit is due. They
Yes.
both did. Like Hakeem pulled up on Mike Lawler, and then at the end, as Brooklyn came out of him, he was like, "Oh, you better come correct." And then Mike,
Bruh.
you could see Mike kind of go into his skin a little bit,
He
and I was
did. He was
like,
like, "Oops." Mike was
"Yeah."
like, "Oops,
He's like,
didn't
"Oh, I
expect
forgot.
this."
I'm talking to a black man. I forgot. I need to remember that I'm talking
Yeah, from the
from
hood
Brooklyn." Yeah,
in New York,
yeah,
and it's funny because you get it's the body language piece. There's what he said, and the body language piece. Jeffries couldn't help himself. The
yeah.
proximity that he got to this man
He got pissed, and then I saw like Mike
and the
go,
angle that he was leaning. Oh man.
"Yeah, no, it was great," and it was like it showed an authentic like moment. Like one of my criticisms last week was about the scriptedness, and then this time it was
Yep.
like, no, I saw him. He really cares, and he's pissed, and
That's
he was
right.
he was upset in that moment. I was like, okay, I was like, that was good. And then we have Schumer dropping a video.
Hold on, we got a volunteer coming up to bring chairs. Sorry. I'm in the middle of we're a volunteer deployment here, man. We're fully we're fully in deployment mode over here at Common Power HQ.
You literally out here on
Okay,
the front lines. I feel like just
they actually came because they're super excited about Chuck Schumer,
yeah,
and they
specifically.
just want to come hear what we have to say right now.
They just want to say, hey, I saw that video.
I'm in. I'm
Good,
back
good on
in.
Chuck. Yeah, Chuck single-handedly brought him. No, but he showed some energy. Like it showed that they're trying things. Their hearts are in the right place, and also they're winning the shutdown fight. They're
They
winning.
are. They
They're winning.
are.
They're winning.
It's amazing, and they're unified. They asked didn't they ask AOC, who's in charge, and she was like, Chuck's in charge. Chuck and Hakeem, they're the
They're
ones running it, and it's
they're
about
unified,
healthcare.
and the polling and the messaging
Yeah,
has been consistent. Whereas Republicans, Marjorie Taylor Greene, bro, I saw this live. I was shook. Like I had my little multi-view up, and I was just watching all the different news channels, and then I just saw. I was like, "Is that Marjorie Taylor Greene on the set of CNN?" Like just looking all proper, sitting there looking like a functioning member of society, and I was like,
She did.
what's going on here? And then I unmuted, and then she was spitting flames. She spit flames. Do you want me to tell you about
Truth.
this interview?
Yeah,
Did you hear?
please.
You saw it?
I have. Let me tell you what I've seen. A headline, and I've seen her sitting there looking normal.
Yeah. It was jarring.
What did she say? What did she talk about?
She blamed the shutdown on, she said, Leader Thune, Mike Johnson. She said Republicans control.
She named.
Yes.
What?
She said, I don't blame Trump, but I blame these two. So there was like a hedge.
Okay.
But she said Republicans control all three branches of government and that they are the responsible for this. And then she said, she basically said she wants the ACA subsidies to be renewed. She reiterated something she had posted where she said her two kids are going to see their premiums double.
MAGA, one of the like preeminent MAGA representatives, is fighting for Obamacare renewal.
She's a lot smarter than...
Did Obama get on? If I was Obama, look, an Obama burner account somewhere. His Finsta is like posting.
He should have just called her up.
He should have.
Like, Marjorie. No, but the thing is, like, I think like she is smart. She's reading the 57% of people who identify themselves as MAGA support renewing the ACA subsidies. She knows it's a politically smart move. She is also like, I think, one of the first to recognize that like politics moves on after Trump's gone. And if she wants to stay in office, she needs to survive this. Also, there might be a little bit of bitterness because they didn't recommend her for the Senate run, so she might be
100%. Yeah, 100% there, 100%. But it's interesting because there are people that are in the Republican Party who are waiting until this is over, and they've like put their heads down, right? Mm-hmm. So this is like, the governor of Georgia, right, where he's like, listen, I want to run for president. I'm out of here. I'm not. Don't call me for comment. Don't. This is also, everybody who was a prominent Republican, in the fight trying to take down the ACA. Actually, initially, they're gone. They're gone. They're keeping their Mitt Romney and all these people. They're nowhere to be found. And they're the young people who came after them. Who are the young guns or whatever? Who are these young Republicans, man, that were...
Oh, the ones at the White House?
Back in the day. I'm talking about who's... See, now I'm getting into
there was Paul Ryan, Kevin
Paul
McCarthy.
Ryan, dude.
Yeah, and Eric
Frickin'
Cantor,
Paul Ryan. That guy, these guys, they want to be there for after Trumpism, but they don't have the balls to do what Marjorie Taylor Greene is doing, which is saying, I am going to be vocal against some of these policies, and I'm going to make it hard for you to not have me be the next leader of the movement that's coming after this on the right.
Exactly, and I think she is intelligently walking that line. Also, others are doing that. Candace Owens is been doing that, walking a line of recognizing there's a lane to criticize Trump. Laura Loomer criticizes what's going on within the Republican Party too. Like there's room for people to be critics, and they're starting to see that happening. And Marjorie, I think, is just one of the people who is reading the winds, just like she read the wind that QAnon and MAGA was going to be a thing. She's clearly a lot smarter than I think people gave her credit for, and I think she is now recognizing, which most Republicans should be recognizing, that surprising Mike Lawler, like people in the actual vulnerable seats aren't, like Marjorie's not in a vulnerable, Marjorie's in like a deep red seat, but she's the one taking she's taking this risk, whereas like Mike Lawler you would think would be taking this position.
Yeah, these are people who they've got to win these like highly contested seats back from independents and center left voters. That's one of the most crazy things that's going on about the House calculus right now is why are there moderates not voting against some of these crazy policies? I think
everyone is delusional right now, and I really think they're stuck in they're in a stupor. Yeah. And Marjorie said on CNN, she was like, "This is terrible midterm politics," and the
He said
shutdown.
that?
Yeah, and she was speaking. If you watch the interview, then let me
Amazing.
tell you how it was. She was speaking so much sense. She talked about the Epstein files, and then she also, by the end of the interview, Wolf Blitzer called her courageous.
What?
You have to watch the interview. You have to watch the interview in full,
Dude, what is
because it
this?
was because
What
like
is this
you could
timeline
see
that we're
Kate,
in?
you could see Kate Baldwin, who was on there on the set with them. She was flabbergasted. Like while the interview's going on, she's just sitting there looking like, as all of us were kind of like, and obviously I don't think that Marjorie had some like decency awakening.
No.
I personally don't think this is like some moral reckoning that she had.
No.
I think she's being savvy and recognizing Republicans are going to lose next year, and now she can say, well, she'll still have her seat, but she can say, "I told you so," and position herself for 28.
Yeah.
You know, she might try to
Okay.
run for president. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. I think she might. I think she might
Dude.
jump in the primary.
At this point, yeah. Heck yeah.
I think that's what this was. I think she's positioning herself to say, I called this when the Republicans lose the midterms. I was the one speaking sense. I called this. These are bad political moves. And then she will go and try to primary Vance in 28. I don't think she's going to win the presidency because we won't be able to forget all the stuff she did.
No,
but,
right.
But this maneuvering tells me that she had some kind of long-term positioning change.
Dude,
And
this is the first Marjorie Taylor Greene 2028 take I've ever heard, and I want to say
I'm not
it
advocating
is.
it.
No, I'm just saying it's scarily reasonable. It sounds like it as a. It sounds. I mean, not reasonable. I mean, she's not reasonable. She is. She's sounding
You know
reasonable.
what? You know
What
what,
do
Wale? If whoever edits this, if you want a clickbait YouTube headline, Marjorie Taylor Greene 2028 question mark, and then get everybody to come through
Dude,
and think we're actually.
I'm
advocating.
seeing it. It's a possibility. She could get a lot of votes. She would do a lot of fundraising. Okay, she would get a lot of votes. She would be a shoo-in for whatever kind of Senate seat is open in terms of like to be a nominee for that. If she doesn't, if she runs and it doesn't make it, I could see a future where Marjorie Taylor Greene continues to move towards the center and becomes more reasonable in the eyes of a chunk of Americans that is big enough to get her some distance. That's wild.
Could get her or not. I mean, she could compete for the nom. I think she'd get crushed in the general because all of us,
Sure.
of course, and everyone would remind the world that she's had lunacy behavior and horrible extreme views. But before this weird
terrible
stark pivot-
Jewish space lasers.
Yeah.
That's
And
her
bef-
origin.
Yeah, we'd paint her as opportunistic, but it was just interesting that like this, she's the one speaking the most sense among the party, and that's going to provide a permission structure for other Republicans to speak out.
Yeah.
I think there's others who are saying like we should bring the House back into session. And another thing, Marjorie Taylor Greene said that the newest member from Arizona, she should be sworn in.
I saw that clip.
She said she deserves to be sworn in.
I saw that, man.
So that the Epstein files can be released.
So the Epstein files can be released. She's so I think that shows how far the Republican Party has gone. That somebody like Marjorie Taylor Greene could be reasonable in this moment. It's not as simple as she has moved to the middle. It's also that they have moved so far to the right. I think that's a part of it too. Is that they have gone past her in some ways.
Well, it's because the radical, contrarian, extreme thing to do right now is to be sensible and moderate. That's what it is.
That's why the podcast bros they're moving against Trump,
Yes,
right? Because
that's what it is.
That's
Yeah.
the edgy thing right now.
That's a contrarian thing to do
right.
because right now her whole party, she was the most extreme, right?
Yeah.
Among the Republicans, and now
They took her shtick.
Republicans have
They're
gone
like,
full,
you took my extreme thing.
they've gone full
so
fascist.
guess what? I'm gonna be crazy moderate.
They've gone full fascist. They've kind of snubbed her a little bit with the Senate run. So now she's like, I can carve out. Like I always wondered when, like someone would. And again, this is not comparing or at all, but like there's a full lane for a John McCain Maverick.
Oh, yeah. Maverick.
Like, and I was shook. I've been shook. There hasn't been someone who just took that mantle because the public likes that shit. You're not gonna like the MAGA might be maybe a cult, but if you're talking about stuff they care about, like MTG is with the healthcare subsidies, they're not gonna vote you out or primary you for stuff like this. If you're talking about taking care of people, even Trump says stuff like, I want to be the healthcare president. Like he doesn't want to. He doesn't like that. He doesn't want to touch Obamacare again after 2018. So like,
Yeah, especially now he's trying to win the Nobel Peace Prize.
yeah. So it's
Or
just
he
interest.
was.
Yeah. So it's interesting. We spent like a lot more this episode than I thought dissecting this, but it's really interesting. It's just an interesting dynamic, and I think like obviously we're not advocating for her at all. I don't think she's a good person. I think she's a terrible
Yeah.
force. I just think she's making a strategic pivot here, and I think the logic behind it is self-interest and foresight. I think she actually recognizes what I've been saying and what we've been talking about is that this thing is doomed.
Yeah.
This is not a winning coalition. They're losing, and he's acting frantic because they're losing and they're weakening. So she's positioning herself for post-Trump GOP. That's what
Okay.
she made such. She thoroughly believes Republicans are going to get cooked so badly in the midterms that she is moving with this stark of a pivot. That tells me the weakness of
Yeah.
the Trump movement and the GOP right now. That even Marjorie Taylor Greene was like, "Oh, I have to change course dramatically."
Okay. All right. Well, let's see. Because so you mentioned Letitia James getting indicted. I know Comey's on his way. He's in process. Is there anything that happened recently that like gives? Well, I mean, the Marjorie Taylor Greene gives you hope. I was gonna say let's do a positive one, but this is kind of positive.
Yeah, I mean, it's the fact that Democrats are winning the messaging war on this.
Yes.
The polling still shows Republicans are getting blamed, even though Democrats did shut down the government. But
Edit that out. Edit that. edit
no,
that
I mean,
out.
I'm not.
Hey, listen. MTG says that it's their fault.
No,
Okay,
it's
so
their fault.
we're gonna,
What I'm saying is Democrats. They
I'm
use
joking, man, I'm joking.
they use the leverage they had. No, I don't want to. I don't want to betray our. But the thing is, like, I first before I thought they should have owned it and been like, yeah, we shut it down to protect ACA.
Yeah,
But it seems like them not doing that is actually people just are. They just connect because Republicans are the majority. It's their fault. That's fine. Okay, take that.
Yep,
And I think that those polling is standing firm. The subsidy polling, like 80% of Americans want it renewed. It's just I
80%,
at first was criticizing what the focus on healthcare because I thought it should have been wider in scope. But like this has proved brilliant because it's an issue that is simple for people to understand. There are millions that are getting their subsidies. Either their kids or someone they know is gonna.
They're
or
getting
them.
the letters. They're getting the
getting the
letters
letters.
immediately.
They're
Your
getting the
costs are
letters.
doubling. I've gotten people telling me that their healthcare plans are shut down. Like they just got like this is no longer a healthcare plan anymore.
Yeah, because some of the companies can't afford to,
Yeah,
they can afford to sustain it if that's without the subsidy. So no, I mean I think it's just really it's a promising development the way the shutdown is gone. It couldn't be going better for Dems in my opinion. It's kind of ideal scenario for them and the way they approach this, and they could really notch their first major win. Like if you're in an authoritarian regime, you manage to actually pull something like this off. Proves you're not fully in one yet.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so what are you looking for next week? What's on your radar?
Well, I was going to say the Nobel Peace Prize, but that was today. Homeboy didn't get it. I'm watching obviously the ceasefire stuff. I want to see, exactly how that plays out.
Is it real? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it is real.
Yeah.
It's just like, what's the next step? Like Kushner
Yeah.
is heavily involved, and they're talking. Him and Witkoff, they're apparently talking about working with Tony Blair to create like a temporary government there, where Tony Blair somehow runs Gaza.
What?
There's some. Again, that's what I'm trying to watch. I'm trying to see. I'm trying to see
Amazing.
I'm trying to see what like that's.
Whoa.
Where
that
does
is
this
crazy.
go? Where does this go? Also, what money? Like who gets these development contracts? They're talking about rebuilding Gaza. What does that mean? What money's being moved? So like the Gaza ceasefire, I'm watching. I'm watching whether or not John Bolton gets indicted next week.
Oh, that's right.
Because
Okay.
there's reports that now after Letitia James, they're looking at John Bolton.
Okay.
And then, there's obviously the Insurrection Act, possibility of that being invoked. They're discussing that internally. So just a lot of stuff, man.
Let me ask you one question, and this is going to be a pretty consequential one. Who is the executive director and president of Antifa? Since you're a journalist on the left, who is the who runs that organization? Because the
Charles
administration,
Douglas. I'm kidding.
no.
It's a joke. It's a joke.
It's over now.
FBI
It's over.
agent that's listening. It's a joke.
It's over now, guys.
No,
It's over.
apparently, yeah. It's the fact that like
Is it the guy who's been on Fox News with the mask? Is it is it that guy?
it's the same guy. They had like the same guy wear a mask, and
He
they had
wears
him
a different
identify.
mask?
Yeah, they had him identify as former Antifa, and then the next time he came on, different mask, and it was former Latino Antifa member, and it was the same guy, same white guy in a mask. Like,
Oh my god.
they're just such a joke, man.
It's crazy. All right.
Yeah. So
Yeah, Pam Bondi, I saw the clip of her being like, "We are gonna start from the top down. We're gonna take down their whole organization." I'm like, "Who are you talking about?"
Christy Nome said they like arrested the girlfriend of the founder of Antifa. What are
Yeah,
you talking
what?
about?
The girlfriend of the founder? Who is this? What are
You know who I think
and she's cooperating, right? They said she's cooperating.
Yeah, they're just bullshitting. Honestly, I think that the actual executive director is the twerking reptar. So there's a person in a reptar costume outside the
At the
ice,
ice, the
at the
ice
ice in
facility?
Chicago twerking every day. That
I saw
is
that. Didn't they spray? They sprayed shit into the vent on his costume.
Yes, they like came around to the reptar and like spray, like they're going
In the
but
back?
but he keeps coming back.
He
keeps coming
went back after that?
Yeah, he went back, and there's others in costumes
I
coming
saw
out.
there was like a bunch of them now.
And like it's such a smart way to like combat. Like the Daily Show did a compilation where like it's like the administration being like, "There's riots on the streets. We're at war," and then they just pivot to like the Reptar and them all twerking and dancing to like techno music, and it's like, how can anyone believe what you're saying when this is what you're talking about? Like,
I think comedy is gonna help us win, man. Comedy it's gonna help us get through these tough times, and it's also gonna just break them down because you can't. How do you sit there with a straight face and just like and be on their side? And you got Marjorie Taylor Greene who's saying that everything you're doing is fraudulent, and then you got the twerking reptars, and you're just like, what am I doing? What is my life?
It's like, what is going on? And honestly,
Is this worth the money?
what I'm waiting for is until Trump gets the ick with Stephen Miller. Like I want content that mocks Stephen Miller to make its way to Trump, and then him to think he's like
No,
uncool,
he
and then
needs to
that'll be
see-
the end of him.
He just needs to see the clip of Stephen Miller, the Stephen Miller breakdown, right? Where he paused,
Oh yeah,
where he's like mid-interview, and he's like, and the guy's like, Stephen,
yeah. He malfunctioned.
Stephen,
yeah.
you okay? You okay? And he just couldn't. They said they reset his software.
Well, yeah, because he said plenary authority, which is like a
Yeah.
kind of really
Out there.
Nazi thing to say.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that was really weird. But yeah, I think our best bet is that Trump gets the ick with Stephen Miller and decides like he doesn't want him around anymore because he thinks he's a weirdo. I think he already thinks he's a weirdo. He just thinks he's like a weirdo. He thinks he's a weirdo savant that gets stuff done.
Yeah.
And like outmatches his own evil. So it's like, he's
Yeah.
like, yeah. And so yeah, I just
He
think we
wants
just have to-
he wants someone who looks like Pete Hegseth, but is as smart as Stephen Miller. That's what he wants instead.
But you can't get that. You can't get
You can't get both.
you can't get both. You can't get both. He's got central casting over there at Department of War. Pete Hegseth just being a total fool. We didn't even get to talk about this speech, but that's the whole. That was like the other week.
The speech in the military. I know that was the other week. That's okay, man. The good thing is that there will always be things to talk about.
Lord knows what's gonna happen by next week, man. I mean,
Yeah. Okay. Well, tune in. Oh, yeah, we haven't plugged this in a while. AhmedBaba.news. Okay, if you want some real analysis, these weeklies that we do end up being catch-up sessions for me, and a little bit of processing time for us. But if you want some in-depth research, head to AhmedBaba.news. And if you want to see, Ahmed Baba break some of the stuff down with some other journalists, he's doing a weekly with none other than, you guys just did one, right? Yesterday, day before?
Yeah, yesterday, Don Lemon. Yep.
You and Don Lemon having a good time on Substack. So
Yeah, we
Go
do
there.
weekly on there. So yeah, if you're not subscribed yet, I actually just hit 10,000 subscribers today.
oh
So
man,
today's a milestone. Hit
Okay.
10,000. After 2 years
Way to
of it
go.
launch, it's going well. And a lot of you who
Good.
watch have I've seen you pop in, subscribe. Some of
Yeah.
y'all become paid subscribers, which is super dope. And then
Excellent.
and so yeah, you can come through and you'll see all this content. And then I'll be seeing y'all on the Substack lives.
Okay. All right. All right. I'm literally gonna go catch a plane, man.
All right, I'm gonna
All
let you
right.
go,
We'll
man.
see you.